Hey Isabella, this is Mrs. Bird. I thought I'd try and make a video and go over your quiz, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. So this is your quiz. So the first one you got wrong is this one, where it's talking about the diagonal of the screen. I don't know, you'll have to tell me if they show you how to get the right answer or not. But anytime you have, this is a right triangle, the legs make the right angle, okay? So the legs that come together right here, these are called the legs. And then the hypotenuse is always the slant. That's opposite of the right angle. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, that's super, but what's a, what's b, and what's c? So think of it as leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Okay, so the c is always the hypotenuse, and so the leg squared plus the leg squared, and do all the math and take the square root, you're going to get that. Okay, Pythagorean theorem comes up a lot. Okay, here's another one. Which postulate, theorems or postulates, make these congruent? Right away I see that they're right triangles. Okay, so I know it's going to be one of those HLLL ones. Okay, again, here's this little symbol right here, means that's the right angle, and it's kind of like an arrow pointing this way, pointing that way. So the side that it's pointing to is the hypotenuse. Okay, see, pointing to, just think of it as the end of an arrow pointing to the hypotenuse. So here, these two hypotenuses are equal because of the tick marks. See, 2 tick marks and 2 tick marks. That means that those sides are equal. And then one of the legs on this one and one of the legs on this one. So since we have a hypotenuse and a hypotenuse and a leg, it's got to be a hypotenuse leg. Okay? Again, the legs of a right triangle make up the right triangle there. They're like right on the edges of it, if that makes sense. Okay? And the hypotenuse is always way over here opposite. Okay? Got that one right. Alright, right here, this is just standard triangles. Okay? There is no markings on any of the angles. Anytime there's some marking on an angle, there'll be like a little arc in the angle. Alright? There's no markings whatsoever on the angle, so no angles are involved in this. All of the sides, every single side is marked. So it can't be angle, side, because there's no angles. All that's marked is the sides. So side, side, side. Alright. Here, again, since it is a right triangle, this little symbol gives it away. It's going to be one of the right triangle postulates. Okay? Well, see my little arc here? Alright? In most textbooks, they don't put a tick mark in the arc. They just do several arcs. Okay? But this means that this angle right here and this angle right here are the same measure. They're congruent. That's what those little markings mean. Okay? And then again, the side that's marked is the hypotenuse because it's the side that's the 90-degree angle is pointing to. Okay? So we've got an angle and a hypotenuse. So it has to be a hypotenuse angle. Alright, and I never include the right angle in any of these postulates because it's already understood. It's already part of it. Okay? Okay. This is just something you need to look up. If you write down every single theorem as you go through the notes. At the very beginning of the lesson, there should be a proof manual. Print that out if possible. And keep that by your side, because this particular course has tons and tons and tons of postulates and theorems that they're going to ask you, and so this is just verbatim. Make sure you have the definition by your side. Okay, all right. Here's this theorem, and I've noticed that this thing has a typo, but it makes up for itself right here, and this is what I was trying to show. This little oops is telling you that PQ and ST are parallel, and then they're telling you that PR and RT are congruent. So that's your given information. All right, again, like I showed you in my notes, you're always looking at the letter in the middle of the angles. So T and P. So T is up here, all right, and P is over here. Okay, so they can't be vertical angles because that would be right here at R. Right here that makes the X, those are vertical angles. All right, so since they're out here, okay, and it has to do with the parallel lines. There's tons of stuff going with parallel lines. Get all that stuff written down. What they're telling you is that this angle right here and this angle right here are congruent. Why? It's corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, there's something about corresponding. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm reading this and not meaning it. It's alternate interior angles. Okay, it's going to be alternate interior angles because they're if I were to extend these lines out, and this is called the transversal, it's on the inside of the parallel lines, and they're alternating sides of the transversal. Okay, look up all the theorems dealing with parallel lines and angles, and get that in your notes, because you're gonna see it over and over and over again in this course. Okay, so that's why they're congruent, is because of alternate interior angles. Okay, the next one, look at the middle letter, S and Q. Q is right here, S is right here. Again, it's not corresponding. Corresponding would be on the same side as the line, but since they're on different alternating sides, it's going to be alternate interior angles again. Okay, it should be. I can't click it to find out, but it should be. Okay, and then after this whole point of all of this is to come up with one of the triangle ones. Okay. So they're saying, why are the triangles congruent? Well, it's going to be either side, 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 angle, side, angle, all that good stuff. Okay? Well, since we talked about these two different angles here, this angle, and this angle, and this angle, and this angle, and this side was given, then since these two angles are in line, it's angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. So that's what would have been here. Okay, if they would have used the vertical angles in this one, then it would have been angle, side, angle. Just FYI. Okay, got that one. Okay, so let's look. So again, the little arc means they're marking the angles of the triangle. So I've got two angles marked, and there's a side mark in between the two angles. So since the side is in between the two angles, it's angle, side, angle, angle, side, angle. Okay. Got that one. It's this one. Okay. All right. Again, we've got two angles marked, but the side is not in the middle of it. The side is over here, so it's angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. Okay. Angle, angle, side. Let's see. Okay, got that one. Got that one. Let's see. This is just the Pythagorean theorem again. Yeah, it's giving you the two legs. Wants to know the straight line distance. So leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay. Oh, you got that one right. No, you missed that one right. Another wonderful theorem. Okay, same thing's going on here, that same dang typo, but you can see it here. Parallel lines. They're giving you the two legs are congruent. And then let's look here. Okay, good, you got this one. RTS and RPQ, T and P, alternate interior, very good. Let's look at the middle here. The middles are R and R. So TSR, so that means it's the top one, and PRQ, so that means it's the bottom one. So it's these two angles that make the X. They make the X. Those are vertical angles right there when they make the X. On opposite sides of the X is vertical angles. Okay. So then why are the triangles? This is always going to be either SSS, ASA, you know, one of those triangle theorems. Okay, it's not going to be one of these. So since they gave you this angle and this angle, and they gave you, what was it, S? Which one did they give you? T. They gave you this angle and the sides in the middle. So the reason they're congruent is angle, side angle. Angle, side angle, angle, side angle. Okay? Is that it? I got this one. I got that one right. Good job. Got that one right. Good job. Okay? So hopefully that'll help.